Thank you. And I call Mr. Michael Copeland.
Thank you very much, Mr. Principal Deputy Speaker. And I rise in support of the amendment. And I rise as a retailer, the great-grandson of retailers, the grandson of retailers, the son of a retailer, and the great-nephew of retailers. About 11 businesses, some of them spanning back over a century, only one of which now sadly continues to function. And in its centenary year, the difficulties are becoming so enormous that its long-term future is in doubt. The essential problems: a change in the market, a change in the demographics, a change in the planning structures, a change in the rates levied, and a change in energy costs. Against that background, it is therefore welcome that the focus of the motion is as it is, because we can't expect retailers to adapt to fundamental changes in circumstances if the policy of this executive and our local councils are not also adapted to suit their needs. Retail, strangely, remains the single biggest sector in the Northern Ireland economy, and yet 25%, 1 in 4, according to this, shops in our town centres are now vacant, disproportionately high compared to the rest of the United Kingdom. I note that there will be praise for the previous Finance Minister for the expansion of the Small Business Rate Relief Scheme and the Empty Shops Rates Concession, but I would call on the Department to now make it known that the long-term future of these policies is assured. The level of rates which our small and often independent retailers have to pay for the privilege of being located on the high street are often disproportionately astronomical. My party, for one, did seek some relief for the Belfast traders when we proposed a change, but unfortunately it was not at that stage adopted. Of course, one of the biggest problems with the current rating system is that it has become totally decoupled from the economic and rental circumstances that businesses can afford, and such a detachment from reality is, in my view, unsustainable. The motion raises a number of other issues. Planning, for instance, is often the bugbear for many, not least the unending weeks and months it seemingly takes to come to a conclusion. But if the wrong decision is taken, it could have a devastating impact on small local businesses. For instance, the millions of square feet of proposed new retail space in out-of-town shopping centres will, no matter what we say, eat a certain amount of an ever-decreasing pie and have an impact on those which are remaining. Whilst I recognise the purpose and benefits of out-of-town shopping centres, we must do all that we can to ensure that a balance is found. Sometimes, though, executive departments can display common sense, and a good example of this was when Danny Kennedy announced a couple of years ago that he was not going to proceed with a planned rollout of on-street parking charges in 30 towns and cities across Northern Ireland. It's one example, but we need more initiatives like this from the Deputy Minister, perhaps the Finance Minister, and indeed our own Social Development Minister. I support the principle of this motion, but a so-called overarching town centre strategy should not become a byword for covering up difficult issues. With a little bit of thought and not much little effort, I do believe it would be possible to, given the right circumstances, reinvigorate our town centres. One of the biggest criticisms that I'm sure many of us get is the fact that once the clock hits 5, our town centres literally shut up shop and in many cases become ghost towns. I think we need to start ensuring that town centres retain their vibrancy through the evenings and the weekends, bringing about a strong nighttime economy. We must also examine and, if possible, rectify the anomaly that when cruise ships full of eager shoppers laden with foreign currency come to dock in Belfast on a Sunday morning, that they can have somewhere to go. There are many things that this executive and local councils could be doing to support our town centres. An overarching strategy would be one, but it should only be the start of what should be a planned rollout of new, informed and evidence-proven initiatives.